we talked to Jordan Everly a few minutes ago. He mentioned getting back to practice for the first time in a while. That's not unusual for guys. What considerations do you have to factor in yesterday and today when getting these guys back on the ice?
Well, really no consider. I mean, we had practice was scheduled yesterday to resume after the break. So whoever's available is on the ice. It's pretty much as simple as that.
Do they just need to know their own bodies then to know not to push it, or if they haven't had a chance to skate during the long break, they know their limitations?
Are you talking about guys that were coming out of the COVID protocol, or just coming off of the break? No, coming off the break. I mean, the break was scheduled. It was a little bit longer than you'd normally have at Christmas, so it was really important for us to get on the ice as quickly as possible after the break. We had some guys with travel issues created by the weather here over the past 48 hours. So, it wasn't ideal for guys like Ebbs, but he was able to get here for practice today. In terms of guys coming out of COVID protocol, it's been different for everybody. So that's very much medically on a case-by-case basis. Most guys have been symptom-free and have been able to come out of the protocol and get back on the ice. But when you've been off for 10 days, that's not a small task. You've been off for 10 days, in an isolated situation. So you haven't had a whole lot of physical activity. So everybody reacts a little bit differently coming off of that 10 days.
Right.
Hey, Gabe, now that the news about Brandon Tanev is official, it's a little bit of a two-parter. For one, what was your initial reaction upon finding out the news? And second, what is sort of the long-term approach you and your staff look at when it comes to the personnel of filling the void that Brandon leaves, whether it be with goal scoring, what he does on the penalty kill, as well as just what he brings being one of your most, if not the most physical player on your roster?
Well, first thoughts are, disappointed for Brandon. It's it's difficult news when you hear of that type of an injury, especially at this time of the season. He's an important player for us. He's a huge part of our dressing room and a big part of what we've been doing on the ice. So in terms of what we'll do on the ice, that's we'll determine that as we move forward. We obviously have a lot of different challenges to deal with, not just with losing him for the year. Certainly that's a long-term blow, but we'll that'll be part of what we deal with as we decide and sort out what our roster availability is here as we go into the near future. We don't know that right now.
Hey, Dave, thank you for doing this. Jan Forrest said last night the measure of Brandon's impact, it'll take a total effort to fill what he brings emotionally. In the room, no matter what kind of personality a guy has, what do coaches look for in each guy to fill that void?
Well, yeah, it's not up to me as a coach to look for that inside the dressing room. That guys, we got good veterans in the dressing room. They'll obviously, number one, you support your teammate, and our guys will do that. They'll provide great support for Brandon, and on the other side of things, there's a void there. Brandon will be around a little bit. Turbo will be around, be in the dressing room. As he's going through parts of his rehab. But other guys have to step into some of those voids and just make sure that leadership wise, we're filling in those spaces.
Andy,
Hey, Dave, I would guess at some point you treat these COVID protocol losses, or the guys that are out on COVID protocol, as you would an injury, but it feels like that you normally don't have this many injuries all at once. How challenging and how different has it been for you and your staff, just day to day, not knowing who's going to be available for you?
Yeah, the uncertainty is certainly is a new hurdle from day to day. A lot of times, with the way our testing protocol works leading up towards practice, there's uncertainty there, but everybody around the league is dealing with it. We're hoping that we'll have Lexiak and Susie rejoin us tomorrow. Obviously we practiced with 4 defensemen today. which, you know, is not an ideal situation as you come off a break and want to get into some systems work, but that's all that we had available. So, as I said, it's a puzzle that everybody is dealing with throughout the league. You know, and as players and coaches, it's our job to be well prepared regardless of who is available.
All set? Great, thanks, Dave.
Thank you.